Welcome in everybody to the LumberJill cast. I guess it's not really LumberJill cast.
LumberJillville Live is what we're doing today.
LumberJillville Live. That's what we are doing today. For those joining us and those who actually listen to the old podcast, this is going to kind of take the place of it. We may be doing it monthly. We may be doing it bi-weekly. Who knows? But we will be doing this on a regular cadence, and you'll get to hear from us and talk to us. So hopefully you all have fun. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to jump in here before
I'm still trying to figure out how to. Okay. All right. Everyone excited to see the treasure back? We missed him last night. We're going to go over the result. Anyone that's here that wasn't there, or anyone that was there last night that's here now, don't spoil the results because there are some pretty funny things going on last night.
Yeah, I think so. Truth be told, I was in bed because I had a very, very long day yesterday. And I turned on YouTube and I caught just the tail end of Surge going into 180. And I was like, listen, I got to talk to him every day. I don't need to sit here and watch him before I go to bed. So I said,
going into the next week of 180? Because 180 is first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you were advancing to 180 or whatever. So it must have been the end of Surge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got 10 people already. Crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting show tonight. We definitely have a lot of topics to cover. And more importantly, it's kind of like our little visual podcast, but this is LumberJillville Live. And we got a lot to talk about and go over. And we got some big announcements. I got some big announcements for future videos. We'll kind of do a channel update, a little Q&A at the end. And then it sounds like the treasurer's got some questions for me too. So it's going to be Q&A for both of us.
That's right.
So it'll be exciting. But let's just dive right into it because I'm going to keep this up on the channel.
Yeah, heck yeah.
All right. So starting off, the big news, the big announcement, at least for the treasurer and I, is we are going to SummerSlam in Nashville at the end of July. The tickets are made. We got parking. We're still trying to cover the detail with travel, obviously. But we're going to be at SummerSlam, so we're super excited to go. I don't think the treasurer has either. We've never been to a pay-per-view.
Nope.
And this is what I needed because, needless to say, Raw is going to be in my hometown of Knoxville on Monday, and I have a baseball game, and work takes precedence, obviously. So it hurts because Bianca's having her title match against Sonya.
Oh,
so I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to know what happens on Raw because I could have been there, but just knowing that I'm going to be there for SummerSlam is pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I actually, there's a house show coming in my area, and I was going to make every attempt to go, but now that I know we're going to SummerSlam, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know what? I'll hold off. I'll wait till
you know what I mean? It does make it more special than if you go a bunch, I think, because I haven't been to a live event since before the shutdown. Before the illness. So I'm excited. I'm real excited. Now, the first question I have for you, treasurer, is besides the Dripstick 2000, what are you hoping to see at SummerSlam?
I'm actually hoping they bring back the Dripstick and somehow Johnny Drip Drip comes out of retirement or whatever Johnny Drip Drip's doing right now.
Future endeavor.
I am hoping that I can see some sort of battle with Bianca Belair. I don't care who she's wrestling. I want to see Bianca Belair. I mean, I want to see her live. I wouldn't be totally upset if Liv Morgan was also live as well. Her and Rhea, they're still tagging together, or did they break up? I know
they broke up. They broke up big time.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize, everybody. I've kind of been out of the loop here the last couple weeks.
This is a real busy time for the treasurer. So that's why he wasn't able to make it last night, as I explained and everything. So bear with him. It's a busy time, but we'll get him back on track here starting tonight.
Absolutely. So what are you looking forward to SummerSlam, man?
I actually put in the notes, Lacey Evans. I always loved it. I've seen Lacey at the 2 live events I went to a couple years ago, Raw and then a house show. I'm a huge fan of Lacey. I'm going to be wearing my Lacey jacket, this new LJV shirt. Head on over to Pro Wrestling T/LumberJillville if you're going to be part of the clique. Okay, the LJV clique.
The clique.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm really hoping to see Lacey. Obviously, just like you, I'd really like to see Bianca in person because I don't know if I got to see her at Raw in the house show a few years ago. I don't know if she was up on the main roster yet, to be honest. And Liv Morgan, absolutely.
While we're sitting here thinking, as much as I hate to admit it, I kind of would like to see Charlotte Flair live as well,
Yeah,
just for that entrance. I think her
I
entrance is
know.
so cool. It's kind of Ric Flair-esque, even though I'm not a huge Ric Flair fan, but that entrance alone is grandiose
It's
enough.
yeah. And SummerSlam's got a different setup where they kind of come down an aisle. So I don't know how the entrances are going to be or what, but either
Yeah.
way, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Um Massimo, what's up? But yeah, so I really do want to see Lacey, Bianca. Obviously, Sasha's always a treat. I've seen her every time I've gone. Bailey, hopefully she's back or comes back. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Becky, and then Liv Morgan. I definitely want to see her because we're such big supporters of Liv. And the Dripstick 2000. I'd like to see that make a return.
Yeah.
Not.
Yes, the Dripstick 2000.
So
Sponsored
yes,
by Pure Life.
yeah, exactly. It was, I think, right?
Yeah.
And stay tuned, everybody, because, we're going to try to do something related to that. The Treasure and I can't go to SummerSlam and not make a video for the channel somehow, some way, whether he films me to keep his
Sounds weird.
secret a secret.
Sounds weird.
It sounds weird. But either way, we're gonna do something. Maybe we'll try to go up early and do figure hunts or something. But yeah, definitely look for that. Now, talking about content on the channel, let's go right into past reviews. And past reviews sound so past tense, but what I'm trying to say is there were a lot of new women's wrestling figures that came to LumberJillville that we just put up there on the channel. So look out for Legends 14 China, Raquel Gonzalez Elite 93. That was a lot of fun. That figure's a 10 out of 10. Spoiler alert. It's amazing. Sasha versus Bailey Showdown 2-pack. That was surprisingly the top video I've had in a while. And then Basic 131 Candice LeRae. So check those reviews out. I put a lot of effort into those, had a lot of fun doing them, and I was surprised with a lot of those figures.
Yeah.
Now, rolling right into future reviews that we have to look forward to. In this segment, we have a pretty big announcement to make at the end. But right off the bat here, we're going to talk about Basic 131. So I did release the Candice LeRae Basic 131 review, which is the regular and the chase. And it was a little confusing to me, and I know a lot of the viewers, so I just want to clear the air as to why I didn't review Bianca as well. Well, it's simply because Bianca, for some reason, was delayed by the manufacturer, not by Ringside or anything, but by the manufacturer for almost an entire month after the rest of the line. I was doing some research and just looking at the pre-orders, and that's the only figure of that series that was delayed like a whole month. So I made a separate order with Bianca. So that to me means they might be making some last minute changes in the production or upgrading it somehow. That's what I hope. I mean, if it comes out how it is what it is. We'll review it, see how it is. Doesn't look that special, but it is Bianca, and we love having Bianca.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited for that, but look for that soon. It says right now end of May is when it's supposed to come out, but I don't see it coming out a whole month after Candace unless they make drastic changes. So that review should be the next one. But there's a lot of women's wrestling figures coming out in the next month and a half or so, and let's go over those. So early June is the slated time for these. And just keep in mind, these are the dates that are on ringsidecollectibles.com where I pre-order all my women's wrestling figures. So keep that in mind, but a lot of times they do come earlier than that. So these reviews might come earlier. But in early June, we got Thunder Rosa from Unrivaled 9. I'm real excited for that one. Have you seen images of that?
I haven't actually. I'll look it up right now because I think she's awesome. So, I mean, and I know she's very toyetic as well. So
yeah, it's a cool figure. The regular version looks like it would be the Chase, which is kind of unfortunate because the Chase version is a lot more bright and colorful. And that's what I think of when I think of Thunder Rosa. Don't get me wrong. The regular version looks amazing, but I need that Chase. I want that Chase, which we'll talk about later about Chases, but I'm definitely going to try to get that Chase. So
that looks sweet.
It's awesome, dude. It looks really cool. So Thunder Rosa Unrivaled 9 will be early June, but I expect earlier than that, sometime in May maybe. And then another early June review that I know a lot of people, including the Treasurer, are looking forward to is Tamina from Basic 132. It looks like a cool figure. Chamina.
I'm kidding. Yes.
Oh, Chamina, Tamina, your favorite.
Tamina. Hey, man.
One half of your favorite tag team.
Tamina.
But I think everyone's excited for that. So I'm real excited to get a closer look at those figures. And they look good for Basics, honestly. Mid-June, we're looking at Stephanie McMahon from Elite 94. That'll be an exciting one there. Mid-June, also Sensational Sherry, SummerSlam Elite.
So what have they shown pictures of Stephanie?
Yeah.
what are they doing special with her?
So this is from like the Stephanie McMahon Helmsley era. I know we
Okay.
we might have gone over the images of that. I think we have, where she's in like the white t-shirt with the SMH, because I said shaking my head.
Yes. Yes.
And you were like, dude, I didn't even think of that until you pointed it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the white t-shirt and black pants. It's pretty simple. But it's still a part of women's wrestling history, you know. So I was okay with it. I'm a
Yeah.
lot more okay with that than like some other ones. But yeah, so that'll be an interesting one. So I'm excited to take a closer look at that. And I think what it's most noticed for is the finger. I don't
Okay.
know if there was an image of the finger that was like her posing or whatever, and the finger was huge. Huge.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that now. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then after that, we got that sensational Sherry Elite. That'll be good. And then Jade Cargill from Unmatched Series 4 will be late June. And then the big announcement that I'm going to make here is this summer, it's going to be the summer of Sable in LumberJillville. I have every Sable figure released by WWE, Jax. We didn't get any Mattels or anything, but I have every Sable figure. And once a week in the summer, I'm going to do a quick review. It's not going to be a full-length half-hour review like usually mine are, but it's just going to be a quick coverage of it. And I'm excited to do that. I think Sable's kind of groundbreaking, honestly. I don't think she gets enough credit.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So that's the big announcement, the summer of Sable. Look forward to that. Now, on that note, let's hope it's not like last year when I did figures of the women's wrestling evolution, because nobody watched those. I'm just going to call it how it is, man. Nobody watched those for some reason. I had fun doing those, but the Sable thing will be cool. It'll be real quick and easy and fun to watch. So a little blast from the past.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about, as far as figure hunting goes, I obviously had a big find, but what have you been seeing out there at Targets and Walmarts? Let's talk about what we've been seeing out there on the pegs and at the stores.
Yeah, I mean, so mainly for me, because my local Targets and whatnot that I've seen is a lot of the newer legends. I mean, a lot and a lot of the older legends as well. The WWE legends like Cowboy Bob Orton. I feel like I have
Oh,
about
gee.
20 of those sitting on a peg.
Bob's
I've
paying rent
seen
on the pegs at my Target, man.
absolutely. I've seen the Jake the Snake that was released in that line. No chases, just all the straight Jake the Snakes. I think there was about 20 of those there.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I did get the. Go ahead.
I just want to cut in real quick. Hey, get your Target app out and scan those, because some of them are going for $10. Target's like been clearing out the legends.
Oh, okay.
That might be right up your alley to kind of dip your
Heck
toes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So definitely check some of those older legends like the Hurricane, Bob Orton. But
Yep.
anyway.
Yeah, no, I got to see a couple of I saw a couple Mean Mark Calluses there. Honestly, there's still a lot of Hurricanes out there, which I find
Yeah, no,
funny.
you're right.
Hurricane's a great figure. I mean, I love. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, he's MOC on my wall right now because I did want to open him.
Well, that's one of the ones going for cheap.
Absolutely. That's as far as what the legends go. I mean, I've seen a lot of the ultimates at my local Target. I mean, I think at one point there was 5 of the Undertaker just sitting there, which is a really good figure. I know you reviewed it or showed it on one of the live streams. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been seeing. Unfortunately, I really haven't been to any Walmarts lately. And when I do get in there to go buy something that's not related to the wrestling figures, it's usually just empty. Like I haven't seen anything. They're usually cleared right out.
Yeah, I've kind of been like that with Walmart recently, especially after my recent finds at Target. I'm like, why do I even waste the time?
Yeah, but I have not went to GameStop. I know you keep telling me that to go
Oh,
there.
yeah, absolutely, everyone out there. Check out your GameStops, especially the Sting chase. A lot of people are making the joke that it seems to be a GameStop exclusive because people are finding it at GameStops. A lot of people that ordered the unmatched Sting from GameStop actually got the chases. Like one guy ordered 10 and got 10 chases.
Have you been to any Kohl's or anything like that lately?
You know what? I went to Kohl's probably a month and a half ago, and the weird thing is, dude, that used to be where we had the most luck for like Elite 87. They still had like Elite 87 figures. Like they didn't, you know what I mean? I don't know if it was like a one series and done.
We got real lucky because it was like right when they all came to Kohl's, and so that was like the new series that was out there.
86 was a SummerSlam series, so 86 and 87,
Yep. So then I feel like nobody's buying them anymore. It's just
I don't
the original stock that was there.
But now that you mention it, I need to stop by my Kohl's because I remember I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump in there and see what they have. jumped in there and they still had like a couple, I think 87. So
Mhm.
it was like they were ahead of the other stores at one point, but now they're like months and months and months behind. But yeah, I need to try Kohl's. But Walmart, the one thing I'm kind of looking for to see if you'd be interested are those superstars, those AWA style figures.
Yeah,
People are
yeah.
seeming to love
The
those.
Remcos?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who's in Series 1. I know Ric Flair. I wouldn't want Ric Flair.
No,
But they
not at
have a
all.
Bray Wyatt, a Hogan, and a Honky Tonk Man, I think. Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah, the Hogan sounds interesting, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
I want to get the Bray Wyatt just to mess around with it, you know what I mean? Just to kind of see how it is and see, because I'm not going to start collecting that line, obviously, but I always like to see kind of what they have out there product wise, so that maybe in the future they can make it a woman in that line and I know what to expect.
sure.
So speaking of, is that all you've been kind of
Yeah,
seeing there?
yeah, man,
Okay, I didn't
absolutely.
want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
So speaking of that, Target has been my place. I mean, there's one Target in particular I've been going to every single day. It's the one I've gone almost every day. I'm sure everyone's heard the story by now that a couple weeks ago, uh, I found the Anna J Unmatched 3 Chase. And the way I found it,
You
I was
did?
going, oh, I was like, you didn't know? I told you I tried calling you and everything. It was crazy. Uh, But anyway, so basically I was heading to work and, I had some extra time. I went to GameStop because that's what I've been just sold on. Because my GameStop's been getting a lot of AEW figures. They even have the Unmatched 2 Sting, the regular version, 2 of those. And I've left them there because that's a gorgeous figure, especially MOC.
Mhm.
But someone's going to be excited to find those. No chases. Looked at the time. Hey, I got time to go into Target. They honestly didn't restock their shelves in a long time. I walked in, a bunch of empty boxes in the aisle. They just stocked. Unmatched Series 3, the entire Dark Order. And then on the shelf was Anna J. And it'll be the best moment of my collecting life. My collecting, Tom?
Collecting career.
Collecting career. Thank you. The best
Yeah.
feeling I've had. Anyone that hasn't found a chase, there's no feeling that's comparable to that. I mean, buying them, if you're a collector, I get that, but man, finding it in store is the best feeling I've had as a collector. It's my prized possession. It's the one. It's up there. It's number one by far. But anyway, I left the rest of the Unmatched 3 wave there. I did get a Randy Orton, a Randall Keith. Let me show you. I got him for my sobriety shelf.
Yep.
It's a pretty good one there.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Because I had another one from a previous Elite line, but it's one of my daughter's favorite figures for some reason. And she was just like, you can't put him up there. And I was like, all right, I'll get a new one. Which I did. If we talk about recent purchases, I did get her a Top Picks Rock that comes with like the football jersey.
Okay.
I got it for her. And the first thing she said was, this isn't yours. This is mine. I was like, all right. She loves the Rock.
Is that a recreation of the movie where he was a tooth fairy?
The
Did he
Game
wear a
Plan, I
football?
think.
The
No,
Game
that wasn't
Plan,
the
yeah,
Game
yeah.
Plan, was it?
Or no, I'm sorry. He was in a movie that was called The Tooth Fairy or something like that. But you're right. I was
Yeah.
thinking a Game Plan where he's
I used to watch those back in the day.
I believe it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love them. But either way, so yeah, I found the Anna J Chase, scooped it up. I'm going to hold on to it forever. It's the best, most important special thing in my collection. But anyway, the crazy thing is I left the rest of Unmatched 3. The next day I went back there and they were all wiped out and gone. So that tells me, as we've always kind of thought, is there's a lot of resellers, and I'll say it, scalpers in my area that just swoop in, because there's no reason to buy an entire set, multiples of an entire set, especially. You know what I mean? I get that a lot of collectors did want that whole set, but the fact that the whole new Legends line, those were all gone too, that's what kind of told me that. But whatever, people can do what they did, but they didn't come away with the Anna J Chase, so okay. But as far as targets go, keep an eye out, Treasure, because there is a sought after ultimate, the Batista ultimate.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd be tempted on that one too, because I'm a huge Batista fan. I like him.
I'll be on the lookout, man, because it's a cool looking ultimate. I'll be on the lookout for you. I know Alexa Bliss has been popping up too. That was a surprise to me because obviously I reviewed it months ago and I didn't think it was on shelves. But the other day when I went to Target and actually came across the Edge Legends Chase, which I got, it's cool in the red pants and the red jacket. I saw the Blisses and I was kind of taken back by that. So, yeah. So yeah, I've had a lot of luck with Target recently. GameStop, I've been going every day. I even went to the GameStop at my mall which is probably the worst GameStop to go to because there's so
Yeah.
much traffic going in and out of the mall.
Yeah.
Nothing. There was I think there was half of FTR. I couldn't
Hey,
be less
if
interested.
it wasn't for those AEW figures, I think you'd be the only person going in there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because of that,
maybe.
because nobody's going in GameStops hardly anymore.
I know, and they're so big on collectibles now and
Yep.
pops, and they have a whole wall of pops, and yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we'll see what happens there, but I'll keep trying this week, going to Target and also going to GameStop, and maybe I'll strike gold again. But honestly, as much as I'm going to keep on hunting, keep on looking for chases, I feel so happy that my first chase was the Anna J, which is truly the first chase I wanted. You know,
Yep.
obviously the Riho chase I want too, but that's not going to be in stores. So I've had a good time with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
But real quick, what I've been seeing a lot are the top picks: Jeff Hardy, Roman Reigns. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, that they need to include women in these lines. And what I mean by that is obviously they're focusing on the big stars of WWE. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre had his run in the sun there. Seth Rollins at one point was released multiple times in the year. Treasurer, why don't we see a Sasha or a Bianca or a Becky released in multiple lines in 1 year, even if they're repaints? Wouldn't that be great?
Because, man, you don't see it because it's just that's how it is. Like, they don't for whatever reason, they give more attention to the men's. I mean, not for whatever reason. That's always been the bigger draw, quote unquote, is the men's. They make the most money off of the men's figures. You know, but I'm with you, dude. I'd love to see multiples of each of those.
Yeah, and I think those three names would be the best, prime subjects, I guess. Sasha, Bianca, and Becky. Like, just do repaints, even re-releases, but I think repaints would be a lot better, a lot easier to do. And I don't see why they don't do that. So hopefully that's a change in the future.
Yeah.
Because they need to put a woman. I think AEW is doing a good job looking at their future lines. They have so many Brits coming out. Like, I think they're kind of taking that motto. They're obviously releasing a lot of Codys, like, respect to Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Cody was like their guy and Britt was their girl, their woman. And that's really cool that they were doing that. And I support that. So we'll see what the future entails, but they need to do something like that. We went all of 2021 without getting an official Sasha Banks release, and that's just not right.
Yep, I agree. But she didn't really wrestle very much. Like, did she? She kind of disappeared for a while.
Oh no, she was wrestling a bunch. As of recent.
Well, as of recent,
in 2021.
Yeah.
You know what, dude?
Yeah, she wasn't wrestling for a long time. Remember, we kept saying, "Where's Sasha? Where's Sasha?"
Yeah,
like, she might have wrestled in some of the pay-per-views, but like, I mean,
you're right. But the crazy thing, no, I think you're right actually. But the thing is, with figure production, it takes like a year.
Yeah.
So that's why we're starting now to get Roman Reigns out the booty, because he's been pushed for the last year or so. But yeah, that's a good point. But hopefully, that doesn't mean we don't get ones in the future, because we just got a really good Sasha Basic.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's about it as far as what we've been finding in the wild. And you know what? Let's do Omaha. Let's do a Omaha, as Peyton Manning would say. And let me ask in the comments here. I know y'all have been talking here. What are some of the things you've been finding recently in stores? Let us know in the comments. Let's talk about that. What are some recent figures that you found, that you bought? Maybe some cool women's wrestling figures that you just got. I just saw this. Someone rated the Alexa Bliss Ultimate Edition an extremely large number out of 10. I agree. I think I gave it a 12.
Also, real quick, you're pulling an Omas, not an Omaha. You're pulling an Omas.
Omas. This is my house.
This is my
technically my house.
Yeah.
Like, I own it. This is my house.
You know what? While the comments come in with what they've seen. Speaking of Omas, did you see he's part of the DLC package?
I did.
For 2K. I can't wait.
You know what I'm going to have on Surge? I'm going to have my boys on Mace, T-Bar, and Slapjack in a handicap match against them, because those are my boys. That's what I'm going to do. There
you go. They'll probably lose, because I bet you he's rated in the 90s.
Yeah, oh gosh, dude.
Let's see.
All right, so
go ahead, man.
Oh, sorry. Asadi. Lil Jose got Anna J. That's a beautiful figure. Like,
I bet it wasn't the chase though.
Oh gee. Oh wow. Hey, but you know what's weird? To be honest about the chase, like, obviously the package is different. It's got the red number. It's got a different photo on the front, and the attire is different. But as far as chases go, that chase attire is pretty simple. I like it because it's black and purple. She has sleeves, but the regular Anna Jay is pretty phenomenal as far as the attire goes.
Yeah.
I'm never going to say I like it more than the Chase, because that Chase is my favorite figure of all time now, even though the scan's not printed on right and it drives me nuts and drives me wild. Like you told me when I first got it, dude, it's a Chase.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's true. I like it again.
Yep. Let's see. Alec. Here, I'll pull up Alec comment there. He got basic Io Shirai.
Ooh, yeah, basic, I believe. 124. I have it right in front of me. That's actually a pretty, it's a solid basic. I know people say how lazy it is, but that's honestly, it works. It's got a great scan that they use for their Elite, and the attire is painted on in an attire that they can do that with. So I'd rather see that than them attempt an attire with the paint application and fail, like the 120 Scarlet Chase, in my opinion, where that just doesn't work.
Actually, Alec got a whole bunch more. He says Elite Asuka, Candice, Io Shirai, and Showdown China and Trish Pack. So he
Nice. Alec
nice
is loading up. I like it. I like it. I have one Walmart that for some reason they get big old truckloads of old series. Like they just put every Elite 85 times 10, I think, on the show, on the pegs. It's unbelievable. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Very cool. Yeah. The Anna Chase was retail, buddy, because I found it in the store.
Yep. We don't pay scalper prices.
No, I've never. And honestly, I did something I didn't mention. I did acquire the Britt Baker at a 3,000. I think that's considered a rare. So at a 3,000 rare Britt Baker, which I traded a AEW shop exclusive Jericho for. And I had no intention of flipping or selling the Jericho. That's not why. I only got one. I bought it in a protector, and I was going to cherish that thing. But obviously, me being a women's wrestling figure collector, something came up with a trade, and I was blown away that someone was willing to do that with me. So I took a risk, and it happened, and I do have the Brit. I haven't posted pictures on it because, truth being told, I got the Brit like a day before I found the Anna. And when you find a Chase, that makes it, you know what I mean? Not as special, I guess you could say. It's cool to have that Brit in my collection, but
you found it. I mean, trust me. That's that rush, everything that you get when you find something that you're looking for.
Dude.
Heck yeah, man.
The last, I'm going to ask you, because we've talked about this. I'd say that's like an unmatched, no pun intended, an unmatched rush for me. But a big rush for me was also when I found the Walmart exclusive Sting, because I found two, and I knew one for you, one for me.
Yep.
And it was right when they were kind of like scarce, I guess. They were going for a bunch, and I found them. They just put the figures out, and that was such a good feeling. Even though I'm obviously a women's figure collector, I did want to Sting for my sober shelf, and I knew the treasure would be happy. So that was about as close as I've came to being that excited. Because reminder, I pre-order every women's figure and review it. So I normally don't get that feeling in the stores because I already have the figure, you know? So that's kind of makes it extra special, because never do I go in a store and say, I don't have this women's figure, but I did that day. So,
yeah, I think for me, because I haven't found any AEW chases. I did, however, find when I was really hot and heavy into the Legend series, I think it was like the earlier ones where I was getting every one of them. I was lucky enough to find the chase for Ted DiBiase. So I still have that Ted DiBiase chase MOC.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, dude. I never saw the regular one of that.
Yeah, I got the regular one loose, and then I put the Chase DiBiase up there. I've also got the Chase Jake the Snake, wearing that iconic Hasbro, Series 1 attire, which is what I really wanted. But since then, like, I really haven't been able, ever since they made the wonderful decision to include only Beefcake and DDP online exclusives.
How weird is that?
Yeah, of course.
That was a weird scenario.
That was kind of when I stopped getting all of the legends. I did some trading to get the DDP that's MOC on my wall there. But yeah, I think the biggest rush I ever found was the Ultimate Warrior, the Legend Series Ultimate Warrior.
And I was on the phone at the treasure at this time, and it was awesome. It was great.
Yep.
It was real early. It was probably a year and a half ago or whatever, but it was the coolest thing in the world hearing how But I totally forgot that he had a Ted DiBiase chase, because I remember that one probably still is up there as far as rare. I never saw the regular.
Yeah. The regular looks just like Series 1 Hasbro. And
That's
to me,
neat.
it's that black and gold suit.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I haven't looked at prices because I really have no intention of selling them. So
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
really, unless it's like enough to put my children through college. That's
Yeah,
about the only thing
right.
that would
Down the
make me
road,
think about it.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So
Let's see. Alec got to meet Christian at work. That's awesome. Bailey turned heel last night on Surge.
yeah,
That
you
was
need to
on
go over
one.
the
That was on
results, man.
180. That was on. Okay, let's get in. You want to get into the result?
Yeah, Alec has been like teasing me for the
All
last
right, Alec.
5
When I
minutes.
said no spoilers, that means
I don't think
don't give
Alec was here.
spoilers.
Give him a break. I don't think he was here at the beginning.
It's all good. All right, so let's talk about this. I wish Bailey turned heel on Surge, but remember, I didn't get the draft Bailey. I made an investment, in drafting Sasha and Charlotte, who hasn't appeared on the last couple shows. That worked out for me. All right. So last night we had 4 matches on 180 and 4 on Surge. It was a shorter night than usual. It was just me flying solo. Like I mentioned last night, the treasurer's been super busy. So it was just me, but we had a pretty good showing. We definitely had a lot of fun. A lot of the people that were there from the start to the end. We had no crashes, no game crashes. Jaron Swaggy says that Bailey's requested the trade. Do you hear that? So you need to send Bailey my way. Thank you.
I told you, you know how to get Bailey.
I know, I can't though. All right, so let's go over the results. We started the night off with 180, okay? And I did keep star ratings, and I have to say the match of the night overall, the highest star match of the night, 4.5 stars, was the initial tag match here, the opening match of the night on 180. Chamina defeated Shayna Baszler and Nikki.
Nice.
ASH. And I got 4.5 stars. It was actually a really good match. We were all pretty invested in it.
Yeah.
Now the next match was Stephanie McMahon versus Natty, which ended up in a draw.
Oh boy.
We got a 2-star there. That was the lowest, actually the highest rating of the night, then the lowest. That's how it went.
I mean, it had Stephanie McMahon in it, so what would we expect, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Now, next up we had Becky Lynch, who I didn't realize was your champion, but it wasn't a title match.
Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah.
I totally didn't realize till after, and I'm like, uh-oh. It wasn't a title match, but she did defeat Naomi.
Oh, wow.
It was a good match. It was 3 stars.
Yeah.
But Becky pretty much dominated that match, if I remember right.
Sure.
I think my cat just knocked over something. That's cool. So anyway, so that was 3 stars. And after the match, I put little notes here. After the match, Becky and Naomi shook hands. So I don't know if that means a future partnership with those two or something, but keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, they keep track of rivalries. There's a big rivalry in 180 between Bailey and Mickie James. The game keeps making it happen, and they made it the main event. And Bailey defeated Mickie James for 4 stars. And after the match, she went ham on Mickie with a steel chair. She went ham on her. It was she went real hard. And that was the second highest rated match of the night.
Nice.
So that was your main event. Now, the funny thing is with Surge, I don't know if anyone caught last night, if anyone paid attention to where Surge took place, but wherever my crowd was, Treasurer, they were hard to please. I got 3.5s in every single one of my matches as far as
that's
star
average,
rating. Like,
man.
what the
That's
heck,
perfectly
man?
average.
I don't want to be average.
Yeah, well.
Now, but I thought my match of the night, as far as Surge goes, was the opening match was Raquel Gonzalez versus Billie Kay. So listen to this, dude. Raquel was dominating the match. I mean, it was embarrassing to where I said, all right, everybody, I think I might have to future endeavor Billie Kay and pick up Casey when she comes out. This is embarrassing. Billie Kay lost to Lana in LJV Surge Dark a couple weeks ago, and she was getting worked over. I'm talking, I looked at Raquel's life bar. She didn't even get any offense on, and she pinned Billie Kay to 2.5. All right. But Billie Kay, in the comeback of all comebacks, started reversing things, putting on offense, and she ended up winning the match.
Wow. So
Billie Kay is about to get a push in LJV. It was crazy because I was just like, I've never seen such a dominant.
Yeah, you could push her off the cliff.
Yeah, that's your arch nemesis there. That's why I knew that was actually the last pick of the draft for me.
Yes.
No, was it? Yeah, I think
I had the last pick.
You had the last pick because you chose.
Because I was thinking I was going to force you to have Nia Jax, and it ended up being me with Nia Jax, who I don't even think has wrestled yet on 180.
No, I drafted Nia Jax.
Did you?
Yeah, because I could have drafted Peyton Royce, and instead I chose Nia Jax. Right? Not like we're booking her.
Yeah, she's staying on the bench.
You know?
She's riding the pine.
We'll see. But either way, that was a great. I thought that was a match of the night on my card. Billy Kay came back and somehow beat Raquel. Yeah, a lot of people here, we were into that one. All right, next up we had Mandy versus Mella. Side note, I didn't get to watch this match. I was dealing with an internet troll on Facebook that we didn't talk about. I'll tell you later about. But either way, I didn't pay attention much to that match, so I missed a pretty good match. Anyone in the comments, let me know. I know y'all were saying it was a pretty good match between Mandy and Carmella. They did update her entrance on the latest update, so that's pretty cool.
So is this what you were doing the entire time in the match on the camera?
Yes. No, I had the phone below it like this. I know, dude. That's why we need you there to keep me. And I said that a couple of times, like, hey, don't be mad at me, y'all. The treasurer usually reels me in here, but I don't have him tonight. So
we don't feed the trolls at LumberJillville. We don't feed them.
I know. But it was one of those things, man. I need you to reel me in sometimes. But yeah, see, they said it was a good match, so I heard it was pretty good. Oh yeah, Charlotte and Lana. I actually canceled that match off the card.
Oh.
Anyway, so Ember Moon and Alexa Bliss had a pretty good match. Bliss might have got her first victory in LJV. I don't think she's won one yet, and she was my second round pick.
Yeah.
And she defeated Ember Moon, and then in the main event, I actually had a title on the line. I had Trish Stratus defending against Dakota Kai and Sasha Banks for the Surge Championship. Why did Dakota Kai get an opportunity? Because that's who I'm managing. That's why, treasure, okay?
Because you said so.
Now, the winner of that match is Trish. So...
yeah, I did catch the very end of that. That's when I turned it on when I was getting into bed.
That was actually a banger of a match. I don't know why it only got 3.5 stars. My crowd, not the people that were there for the live stream. I mean, wherever this event took place, doo-doo. The virtual fans that were at, they were not rating. The Dave Meltzer of 2K22 was not giving me very good ratings. It was ticking me off. So yeah, that was 180 in Surge. So we might be able to do that again in a couple weeks. Probably not this coming weekend, but like I said, we're going to try to do it every other weekend, sometimes 2 weeks in a row. All right. So let's talk about on a side note, hey, we are reading the chat, but we do have stuff to get through. Then we're going to do a Q&A. So let's practice patience. And you'll be okay, buddy. Okay. All right. So moving on, there's been some upcoming women's figures and men's figures released. Okay. And WWE Women Action Figures, their Instagram posted Basic Series 133 and 134. Now, I don't know if this is official, but it seems about right from some images we've seen. So let me tell these to you here. So Basic 133, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Roman Reigns.
Oh, yay.
Another Finn Balor basic we've all needed.
Yeah.
Natalia and Cedric Alexander.
Okay.
Now, the Cedric I'm interested in, actually. I like Cedric. But on top of that, the Natty, like I was saying last night when we talked about it, that Natty might actually take precedence over the Elite Natty because the Elite Natty is so out of scale, honestly. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We're going to try that out. It might be a really good basic, but yeah, I mean, I'm sick of seeing Roman and Finn and even Stone Cold to an extent in the lines. Like that's kind of what I was talking earlier. They need to keep on, producing women's figures in these lines and not worry about giving us a million Finn Balor's, a million Roman Reigns, even Stone Cold. Like, how many different looks can you give these gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the Natty should be cool. I don't know if you saw images of the Natty.
I haven't. No, I have not.
Okay, it's pretty cool. So the next line is very interesting. It's Basic 134, and we have Seth Rollins, which I just mentioned. I don't think we need. We have, it says Diva Becky Lynch. I don't know why it says Diva Becky Lynch. Maybe it's a throwback Becky Lynch from the Diva kind of time. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But either way, that'll be interesting. I'm excited for that.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm excited for any kind of elite that comes out with Becky Lynch using the big time Bex gimmick. I think that looks awesome.
Bro, that's one thing I don't know if we went over, but have you seen the proto images of the Survivor Series Elite Becky in the all red?
No, I haven't.
Bro, it's like...
Is it big time Bex?
I think it's right around the time because it's recent. It's the most recent Survivor Series that we had when she was wearing the all red, the high red boots.
Well, she didn't really turn into big time Bex until WrestleMania, though. I mean, like that.
I guess it's not... But yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, even before that, she was big time Bex, but it was like the big sunglasses and like, yeah, that's a good point. That's what I
Yeah.
want to see. I mean, that Survivor Series Elite I'm excited for because it's so different
Oh,
than
that's right.
any
I
of
guess
her
she did have them
figures.
then. Yeah. Yeah.
But you're right. I guess it's technically not the big time Bex yet because that is pretty recent. But hopefully we do get some elites of her in the future. The big old sunglasses, big furry coat. Like, dude, that would be my favorite elite of all time. I think if that's yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a basic line, so we probably won't get much out of this basic Becky, but either way, it's a Becky. I'm excited to see images, and we'll see. Shelton Benjamin's in the line. That's pretty cool. Good for him. He's been with the company for so long. Sami Zayn and Indy freaking Hartwell. Now there's
Mhm.
rumors that she's the Chase.
That'd be cool.
So we just had a basic 131 Candace, and the Chase was her 123 Kid inspired gear. Now, if they do that with the Indy Hartwell, that means the Chase is going to be her and her Razor Ramon inspired gear.
Oh, that's awesome.
If I had to guess. Now,
That would
would I
make
have rather
sense
seen
timing
that?
wise.
Yeah. But would I have rather seen that in elite form? Yes. Is it frustrating it's coming in basic form? Yeah, but it is what it is. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So as long as we're getting an Indy Hartwell figure, she's long overdue. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
Okay.
And now, quickly, let's talk about this next topic, and then we'll go into the Q&As. It's been overdone on podcasts and vlogs and everything. Not vlogs, that doesn't make sense. But it's been overdone on YouTube and podcast. Talking about the name changes. And I want to hear y'all's feedback in the comments as well during this segment. So basically, when superstars from NXT have been called up to the main roster, especially as of late, they've been getting pretty drastic name changes. This has gone on here and there a little bit. Like Austin Theory was dropped to just Theory. A lot of the names are dropped down to just one. Shotzi Blackheart, just Shotzi. But as of late, we've seen Walter change his name or have his name changed to Gunther, which it kind of sounds good. I thought it was Gunther, and then I watched it and I'm like, that's got a good ring to it. I think Walter's dumb. I think if they went from Gunther to Walter, it would be a bigger deal. But because people got so attached to the Walter name, I understand it, why they're upset about it. Because Walter is pretty freaking awesome. Piper Niven, Dewdrop, that's a good one, Alec. Good point. That was a long time ago too. That's a real good point. But recently, someone brought it to my attention last night that Casey Catanzaro, one half of one of my favorite women's tag teams, her name is going to be changed to Katana Chance, and that's what her Instagram handle is changed to and stuff. So I don't know. I see it a little differently. So the way I see it, dude, is I think, oh, there we go. Pete Dunne is Butch. Keep dropping them in the comments, y'all.
Absolutely.
I'll read out the examples. Pete Dunne is Butch. That's a good one too. Okay. And I think the biggest reason, obviously, I don't know. It's all corporate thing. I don't understand business a whole lot, obviously. But my whole thing is after we saw Cody Rhodes in the same attire, his name, obviously, same attire, same look, same logo, appear at WrestleMania. That was the lowest blow they could have given to AEW. It made, and I support AEW and respect it, but it made them look like clowns. It made Tony Khan look like a clown for letting go one of his biggest stars, not working out a contract or whatever happened. But literally having that happen, that's like, imagine Roman Reigns right now with his entrance, his look, his glove, his gear, his merch, coming over to AEW and totally being done, being, hey, I couldn't wait to come to AEW. It would make WWE look like clowns, So I'm not talking down to the promotion, but that's a big thing that kind of slipped through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Roxy to Roxanne, that's a good one. Raquel Rodriguez was Raquel Gonzalez. Matt Riddle just to Riddle. Evie to Dakota Kai. I refuse to believe this, Alec. I'm putting it out in the back of my head that she's always going to be Dakota Kai to me.
Yeah, I look at it more as a business thing from WWE, and a lot along the lines of what you were saying. I mean, they can't legally own somebody's real name. If you went by your real name, Aaron Bricklebaum, it's you're not going to.
No, my first name's Mayor and my last name's Aaron.
I'm sorry. I just blew up your spot with your last name. Anyways, they can't make money off of you even if you leave by taking your full name because they legally can't own your name. That's why they changed Matt Riddle to Riddle, because Riddle could be anything. It could be, so they want the rights, the merchandise rights, and the business.
They want
to
trademark that.
Absolutely.
And make sure that they can't. Yeah, because like literally, I don't know. It makes sense to me. Now, some of the things don't make sense. You know what I mean? Like Raquel Gonzalez is a little bizarre because I think her real name, it's not Raquel Gonzalez, but she did go on the Indies as Raquel Gonzalez. So it's kind of like, I wonder what they're doing there. But I think like they're literally, I think what bothers people the most, I guess I'm trying to say, is, how they treat it and make the fans feel dumb, because it does make me feel a little dumb too when they're like, hey, everyone, look, it's Theory, like we've never seen him before. It's like, dude, I've just watched Austin Theory on NXT for 2 years. I mean, I think the worst change is obviously Wendy Chu from Mei Ying. That's just me. We won't get into that. That would drive me nuts, the sleepy girl. But yeah, so like you said, the business side, we get it. But I also get how people are kind of over it and annoyed because, yeah, it's like, you get attached to these wrestlers like I did through NXT when NXT was good, right? That's when we really fell in love with these wrestlers and these characters, and to have them completely get their name changed. Like if Dakota Kai really gets her name changed, it's going to be like, I'll get over it. I'll get over it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's
I
not
mean,
my
like,
decision,
think
but
of it this way. Like it does bug me a little bit, but I think back to like the 90s, right? WCW time frame. He wasn't Razor Ramon anymore. He was Scott Hall. And obviously for legal reasons, he couldn't be Razor Ramon in WCW. But
yeah.
we all got over it. Now I can't see him as anybody other than Scott Hall. Same thing with Diesel to Kevin Nash, right? So
Sure. So maybe you're saying maybe long term these name changes might
yeah.
be more iconic. Like, and
Yep.
I think that's a good point, and I really do think, especially like, I might get it's not stoned. That's not like stones thrown at me stoned by saying this, but I think Gunther is going to be a lot more memorable than Walter. I think that was,
Gunther.
no offense to anyone named Walter, but that just didn't match up. Gunther actually matches up. But it's hard to make that adjustment when everyone is so used to Walter, so used to the name that we learned to love. But I think what bothers a lot of people, and it does kind of bother me. Yeah, I guess Kaylee Ray's getting a name change. Like what bothers me is these established superstars that get their name changed and then they act like, oh, this has been their name all along. But I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
I don't know what
I
else they
gotcha.
do.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I
hear you
mean? It's
there.
so I see what they're doing. And I think to sum it up, the main thing I'm going to say is look what happened with Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? Like Tony Khan needs to start changing their names and trademarking them because, dear Lord, can you imagine if like MJF comes over with his theme music, his look, his name? It's over for AEW. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds bad, but business wise, like Cody Rhodes has figures that were just shown that are supposed to be coming out. They have an AEW video game that he is supposed to be in, and you might be able to play as a WWE superstar with the same name and look. And even the figures, you know what I mean? The figures, like that's the same Cody Rhodes you're seeing on
Yeah.
WWE. So
Yep.
I think it kind of makes the promotion look a little bush. So
See, I agree with you. I mean, it doesn't look good, but think of it in professional sports, right? So, all these sports players get traded to different teams. I mean, they're still the same person they were last year. I don't know. To me, it's just, I don't really like the whole name change thing, but you'll get used to it. And it's just, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it. It's a moot point at this point.
yeah. Michael Ryan had a real good comment. I don't
Yeah.
mind changing the names, but the names they choose are ridiculous. That's a real good point. That's a really good argument, and that's a good point too. You know what I mean? Like Dewdrop from Piper Niven, if they would have brought her to the roster and named her Ashley Heineke. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. I'm not a very good improv person, I guess.
That was
But
horrible.
that's a good point, Michael Ryan, and maybe that's the main thing that's upsetting fans is the names. Like I said, I'll stand by Gunther all day. I stand with Gunther. Hashtag.
I
Okay.
stand with Gunther.
But yeah, you're right. Some of the names, and it does make the name seem a little silly when we've gotten so used to other names, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's a real good point.
Yep.
But that's like if I go to a different YouTube channel and I go from Mayor Aaron to like Senator Aaron. You know what I mean? It's just not the same.
Yes.
Okay.
You should not be promoted. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So that's all we were really going to run through, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, why don't we get some questions from the audience? And in the meantime,
Exactly.
while they're coming in, I pulled up a WWE quiz. It's actually titled the hardest WWE quiz ever.
Oh boy.
So let's play Stump Mayor Aaron, because
All
Mayor
right.
Aaron is a genius when it comes to WWE history. So let's pick a couple of these random questions here. If you know the answer in the chat, just go ahead and throw out your best guess, and then we'll go from there. But we're gonna move through them kind of quickly until we see some questions from the audience here. So, all right. So the first question on this quiz: Scotty Riggs lost his title after his blank injury in WCW. Do you want multiple choice? Do you want multiple choice?
Yeah.
Back, legs, rib, arm.
Back, but I'm just guessing.
Okay. It's not going to give me the answer until we're all done here. Well, that was fame. That was horrible. It doesn't give me the answer.
So let's not do that.
Yep, let's not do that one.
Well, let's get some questions over in the comments while the treasurer figures out questions he knows the answers to.
I thought it was going to give me the answer, man. Don't high road me there.
Listen, Scotty Riggs used to wear an eye patch, so I thought I had a good idea, but I was wrong. But yeah, no, what questions do you have for the treasurer and I over there in the comments section? Let us know. Like I mentioned, if you missed out before, I'm doing the Summer of Sable here in LumberJillville. Going to do a weekly, maybe even a bi-weekly, like a couple days a week, Sable figure review all through the summer. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
So what questions do y'all have for us? We're going to try to cut this to be about an hour.
Yeah.
Well,
it should be giving me the answers now, but it's not.
Alex says, can we have a line with all women's figures? That's something we've definitely talked about before. Unfortunately, just like that guy yesterday on Facebook I was dealing with, there's a lot of people out there that have no interest in the women's figures. A lot of the people that are not very good with change, right? And the progression of change. And there's some people that definitely like to stay in their ways. And I've never been a huge fan of change, but when it comes to progressing women, I'm all about it. But there are some people that just don't support that, sadly, in the wrestling community. And, that's why we're here in LumberJillville, because we support women. We support, the advancement of women, and they deserve to be on the same pedestal in the collecting game. And they're just not. There's a lot of ignorant people out there that will say things and not support them. And you don't have to buy them. That's fine. But some people believe they shouldn't even be in the main lines and stuff. And that's ignorant, completely ignorant. So I think we should have a line with all women's figures. But sadly, I think there are a lot of wrestling fans that would rather have their 800th Hulk Hogan or 800th Ric Flair. Two shitty people. I'll say it. Two crappy people. They'd rather have figures of them than a new woman.
Yep. Okay, I got a question.
Okay, what do you got?
I actually have an answer here for you. All right. So what was, of course, I can't see the question now. Hold on. Sorry. Amateur hour here. All right, here we go. You know him now as The Rock, but when he first started wrestling, what was his original ring name? There's two choices. Rocky Maivia. Flex Kavana.
Oh, it was Flex Kavana, actually.
That's impressive. I had no idea.
That might have been like the developmental.
It was when he was in Memphis.
Memphis was the developmental there.
Yeah. When The Rock started his wrestling career in Memphis, he went under the name Flex Kavana. He later changed it to Rocky Maivia.
But if you asked me that, I would have forgot. But I do know that. I did know that.
Yeah, I picked Rocky because that's what I assumed it was. Let's see here. Can I go to the next question, or is it just going to give me a hard time here? Yeah, nothing's really easy.
But what questions, while the treasure figures that out, guys, what questions do y'all have for us? This is kind of taken, like we mentioned, this is kind of taking the spot of the podcast. We just got real busy. The treasure got real busy with life, and I got real busy with making videos on the channel and focusing on that. So this is kind of going to be once a month or once every couple of weeks. We're going to get on here, talk about recent going-ons, talk about Surgeon 180, and then chat with y'all. So we'd love to get some questions from y'all. It'd be awesome.
I don't understand what some of these questions were. Ignore me.
Oh, you're good. Gold Beast found Elite 89. That's very cool. You know, the weird thing is Gold Beast, Elite 88 completely skipped my area for some reason. I don't think I ever saw any in my, like, I traveled to some different part in Tennessee and found the Kushida, but I think Elite 88 for the most part just skipped over. Okay. If you guys had a dream Elite line, what would it be?
Dream Elite line. Are we talking about what figures or what wrestlers would be in the Dream Elite line?
Yeah, you could. I would say that women's FP, you let us know what you mean by that. But the way I look at it as, like, for example, my dream elite line would be an elite line of women's superstars from iconic moments, right? So it wouldn't be just an evolution pay-per-view line. That's one that a lot of the fans will say of LJV, and I think that's a good idea. But what I want to see is a women's line of historical moments. So, for example, WrestleMania 34, Charlotte in elite form and that gold with the gold robe, beautiful. Sasha Banks from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, my favorite women's match of all time. That would be amazing. I've said I wanted that in ultimate form, but kind of like that. So, but you could choose, like, 1998 WCW elite line, stuff like that.
First of all, have a little more faith in me. I have an answer.
Oh, I know
I
you
want the WWE Elite treatment for the 99, 98, 96, whatever, WCW Wolfpack NWO. I want a red and black Sting in a current day standards. I realize there probably is stuff out there.
Yeah, there are.
I want a red and black Sting. I want a Conan. I want, you know what I mean? Like,
there's no Conan, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's who else? There was a Lex Luger, I think, in there. A decent Lex Luger would be nice.
They're coming out with that Legends Lex.
Yeah,
and that
I get
looks
that
good.
they're doing that. These all exist already, but to give the ones like Conan and whatnot a treatment right now would be great. So that's just
get
my
that
thought.
treatment.
Get that treatment.
Yeah, that'd be a Wolfpack line. That'd be clean, But unfortunately, Conan hasn't gotten an elite. We've gotten, and I don't think we've really gotten a really good Wolfpack Nash, to be honest with you. So yeah, with the new updated technology and the updated articulation, updated scan, I think that's a pretty dang good idea. But you know what I thought of, dude? I'm not going to answer for you, but this is what I thought of. So they're re-releasing elite style figures that are in Ruthless Aggression attires. What if they did that with the Hasbros, dude? Like the elite
that'd be sweet.
style. I mean, and I know the Hasbros weren't the most, they have a lot of elites out there that are in that, but what if they made it like Hasbro throwback elite line and they had, some of those attires and whatnot? That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, I agree. Michael Ryan is asking what platform we use most often to grab older figs.
eBay is good, and Mercari, and believe it or not, like when I first started the collecting, even before the channel, I wasn't even using those. I was using Amazon because Amazon Prime, I got like the Shayna Baszler Elite for $10. I got the Alicia Fox Elite for $10. Sometimes they have killer deals, but eBay and Mercari are really the two ones. Now, the Treasurer has a shop in his area that does have some throwback figures.
There's actually quite a few. There's the one at the mall that you filmed a toy hunt at. I found a lot of my newer Hasbros, well, not newer to me Hasbros there, but there's also another store in a local town that actually has some carded Hasbros. Like they have a carded
boy, I remember you telling me.
Ultimate Warrior. One of the ones I bought loose recently, it was I think like $200 or something like that. Man. They have a whole bunch of them behind. I need to go back there. I just don't want to spend the money.
When I come back to visit this summer, we're gonna go.
Yep, sounds good.
And we're gonna vlog it. All right, so Al.
Oops. Oh, go ahead, man. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Alex has a commentator's line. Referees, I think they should make that. That's true, dude, and that's something that we don't see. We get Build-A-Figures here and there of like Vince McMahon or Commissioner Shawn Michaels, or something like that. But I mean, I don't think a line would necessarily sell well. But you have to be honest here. I think if they did a basic line with commentators and referees, like even though the articulation would suck, I think that would sell good. You know, especially if they included like female referees, like
Well,
a
they
female
could, like, in
referee.
the commentator line, they could almost, like, include it, like, as a Showdown 2-pack, but with, like, a commentator table there with the
Oh, good
sticker
idea.
for, like, what brand they were on, or, if it was, like, a Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan
Yeah.
from WCW Nitro, get a Nitro desk right there, so
Now there's rumors floating around that AEW is going to make a Tony Schiavone figure, by the way.
makes
I'll
sense.
I'll believe it when I see
Though I
it, you
think
know?
I'm gonna hot take here, I think Tony Schiavone looks a little weird with the beard. I like him without the beard.
Yeah, I'm not used to the beard. That's true.
Yeah.
But, you know, but I could see the thing with the commentators and stuff because I mean, just from experience, like I have a Renee Young figure and I've never been interested in really reviewing it, you know, but here's the thing. I think like as far as LumberJillville and women's wrestling, there are more than just in-ring performers that make a difference. Like I pulled this Mackenzie Mitchell autograph card. She does, you know, backstage promos and interviews on NXT, and she's an important part of the brand. So I would like to see a lot of those females represented, like a Mackenzie Mitchell or Kayla Braxton's long overdue, or some of the female referees. So I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
I'm going to take like one or two more questions and then we'll head
Sure.
off.
Sure.
Okay. Do you think we should have 2-packs instead of 2 figs, 4 figs, and their tag teams? Hold on.
You think we should have 2-packs, but instead of 2 figs, 4 figs in their tag teams. So, like, basically 2 tag teams in a pack, I think is what they're asking.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, you could get most of your collection done pretty fast if you had 2 different tag teams. Like, I could think of
Yeah.
some older ones, if that's in fact what you're asking. I could think of some older ones, like, where you could get, like, the Bushwhackers and the Nasty Boys, because I love the Nasty Boys. I would love to see that as a, whatever, but yeah.
Well, I wish, you know, there was a Walgreens Buy Me treasurer.
I remember you
And
telling me you saw 'em,
yeah,
yeah.
it was only one of them. What kind of psychopath? That's like whenever I see FTR and only one of them's there. It's like, what kind of psycho
Yeah.
doesn't buy the tag team as a set?
Yep.
But I think that's good. But what I'd rather see, what I'd really like to see is Elite 2-packs be more prominent. Right now, we only really see those on Ringside Collectibles as exclusives, which is great. But
Yeah.
like they've done a Jeff Hardy Elite 2-pack and that Jeff and Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys. But how cool would that be to get like a Toxic Attraction 3-pack Elite, you know, like we saw with the Undisputed Era, or to see like, yeah, maybe Nikki and Bella in a 2-pack Elite or something.
Mhm.
I think Elite 2-packs is the way to go. Cause I mean, I'm not the Showdown 2-packs. That most recent one with Bailey and Sasha was pretty cool, but the whole gimmick with the display stand, I'm so with. So Elite 2-packs are where it is, and I think they should make them more uniform instead of matchups. Make them tag teams.
Mhm. Agreed. All right. Well, you wanna close it out, man?
Yeah. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. I will keep this up on the channel, so make sure to check it out if you need to go back and watch us banter or when we do announcements or whatever. But either way, stay tuned to LumberJillville Wrestling figures. Hopefully we have some brand new figures coming soon. If not, we'll definitely have some exciting videos. Head on over to LumberJillville on Instagram. Also, head on over to Pro Wrestling T/LumberJillville. We just got this shirt in the mail. It turned out a lot better than I thought it would. It looks beautiful,
LJV for
amazing.
life.
If you want to join, I'll post a commercial probably on YouTube or Instagram this week,
Commercial.
NWO style. So I'll have to
Yeah.
talk to the treasurer. We'll have to brainstorm, but look
That's
for
funny.
that. But yeah, make sure to subscribe to LumberJillville Wrestling figures and for a first look at all women's wrestling figures again.
Thanks everybody for joining. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening, day, night, whatever it is for you. I hope it's wonderful. Have a good one.
Have a good night, y'all.